Hey Crushers, this is Young, bringing you a new Crush Them All video. Today's video is going to feature what I consider to be the A-tier heroes for PvP modes. As always, if you have any questions or comments, I'd encourage you to leave them in the comment section below, or you can reach out to me through the official Discord, which you can reach through the settings of the game located here. To start this discussion, as with the previous discussion, we shall first define the guidelines I'm basing this list on. To establish a baseline, we're assuming all heroes are 4 stars with 4 awakens wielding level 6 weapons, 446 if you will. Next we shall assume that they magically have the perfect runes considered for PvP, level 3, all maxed. Next we will assume that these heroes are being used in Arena, not Blitz. And we'll also assume there is no buff this magical balanced week, essentially meaning that we're assuming a tournament standard per se. Finally, the criteria of the heroes on this list are purely based on my own opinions and experiences. While I've sought guidance from other knowledgeable community members, these are merely my opinions on how these heroes perform overall on an independent basis. Some heroes not listed have great synergy with others. An example of this would be Siegfried and Merlinus, as their combination is quite the force to be reckoned with. The heroes we're about to discuss represent what I feel to be the A-tier heroes for PvP. These heroes are some of the good hero choices for PvP, but independently aren't quite as good as the previously discussed S-tier heroes from my previous video, which you can find linked in the comment section below. Now, without further ado, we shall discuss my A-tier hero selection. First and foremost, we will be taking a look at Atlantis, the Crusher with the Spear. Spear wielders run to the front lines, and where they're lacking in hit points they make up for in DPS potential. Atlantis brings a lot to the table with stun, along with the ability to avoid getting stunned himself. Topping all that off, his 2-star ability, dealing splash damage in an area of effect, and lastly, Atlantis offers a 4-star ability to buff the critical rate of water heroes, including himself, for increased damage potential. Next up is Spark. Bringing in the Archer ability to get 100% critical chance against flyers, burn chance, and a 2-star ability which sends a blast through all enemy entities, including their crystals. Then to top off all of this offensive prowess is a 4-star ability debuffing fire type, and it makes it to where Spark is a force to be reckoned with. The Crusher Superstar Furiosa burns her way onto the list. Knights in general make for a decent frontline hero, and Furiosa stands above the rest. Anti-burn, anti-freeze help her right out the gate, and that gives her an edge over her counterparts, coupled with a high base attack that gives her sword a sharpened edge. She is a DPS frontline hero that can hold her own fairly well. And since she's great for events, most players invest heavily enough in her that she should be a must for most arena teams. Next, we have Gladiator. Gladiator may seem weak compared to other barbarians, but that's mainly because of all the heat that is commonly seen in Arena. Gladiator boasts the same massive hit points that make Siegfried so good, including a team buff to all Earth heroes, giving a pretty substantial boost to HP. So, ultimately, with a large HP pool, just like Siegfried, they're really equally matched and comparable, but the difference between the two is primarily elemental, making Gladiator the weaker of the 2 barbarian megatanks. Mecha Vulcan is the only brawler on this list and makes his way in as the second DPS frontline hero. Decent didn't mean to click off of him. Decent base stats and the combo brawler ability can be devastating based on enemy team composition. He also benefits from anti-knockback, eliminating one of the methods to break his combo, meaning he'll be stacking on the damage instead. He also offers a 4-star fire buff, which isn't the greatest since it's defense, but still helps bring in some additional support. The next hero we'll be looking at is Alda. Alda brings a burn chance and a big buff to team DPS overall from her 4-star ability, increasing critical damage for your team. Her base stats make her a good choice, especially if you're bringing in other fire heroes that will be giving her additional buffs. And now we get to our A+ tier heroes. As we look at these last three heroes, it can be arguably stated that they could even be considered S-class heroes, so be sure to see if they're good options for your teams. The first of our A+ tier heroes that we're going to be looking at is going to be Vlad, the Blitz hero. The top healer in the game brings in a unique ability called Lifesteal, and a high base attack coupled with a decent attack speed. Well, attack per second stat, to be a little more accurate there. At 4 stars, Vlad gains the ability to debuff enemy attack speed. But what makes this vampire healer so great for you is his 2-star ability of Bloodlust, which sends out bats to heal your heroes as Vlad dishes out damage from the back line. The undead support hero will keep your heroes on their feet longer, and is a hero that you will not regret having on your side. Next up, we're going to be taking a look at the Monkey Mortar. Now, Monkey Mortar has the highest base attack stat of any gunner on this list, and has the splash effect on his attacks as well. He features a damage-dealing 2-star ability, and his 4-star ability buffs your Dark Hero's attack force, increasing DPS for himself and other Dark Heroes even further. His typing makes him great against heroes such as Siegfried, and he couples well with other PvP heroes such as Sorrow. This little monkey is a hero to be wary of if you see him on the enemy team, and an ally you'll want on your own. And finally, we have the water counterpart to the Monkey Mortar, and that is Karato. Karato brings an average base attack, Splash as his counterpart the Dark Hero Monkey Mortar brings, and the benefit of water elemental damage in a world of strong fire heroes. Karato can help you keep a winning edge in the arena against heroes such as Magnus and Furiosa on the enemy front lines, and should be considered heavily when looking at backline options for yourself. And this is all I have for today's video. Please be sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'd like to thank you for watching.